Good morning, Porch Chronicles. Good morning, part 7. So, we at day 3 now. So, now all the women, like I said, that knew of my situation, they was checking on me like every day. They was like, what you gonna do? You know, what you gonna do? And I was like, I'm gonna go to the hospital. Because I need to go somewhere and get safe. I said, I just need to go to the hospital. So Sunday morning, I went to the park and chilled out with the universe for a while. Got myself together and meditated and did all the things I needed to do. So I said, okay, now you know this was the scariest thing I've ever done, to be honest. I went to Southern Maryland Hospital and I let them know that now I never have made a plan to hurt myself, and I never will because I love myself. But I let them know the truth because I told my therapist this when a lot of this stuff was happening with my apartment because I was really going through it, going to court, being afraid, trying to pack a house, not getting the places I was trying. I was really frustrated, but I stayed conscious. I stayed in this era. I did the best I did to be productive and positive. I really did. But reality is I'm still human. So I would tell my therapist sometime, I really just don't even want to be here no more. And she was like, well, that's everybody goes through that when circumstances in life gets hard. She called it something, but I can't remember the name. But she was like, have you ever, made a plan to hurt yourself? I said, girl, I ain't gonna never. That's something that's never gonna happen. I ain't gonna never hurt myself. I love myself too much. I just feel like sometimes I get tired of going through what I'm going through. And she was like, well, that's natural. That's normal. So I said, oh, I didn't know that was normal because when that happened to me back in 2014, I was at Home Depot corporate. I checked myself into a hospital because when I felt like that, because I had depression real bad back then, I thought that was a bad thing because I didn't want to hurt myself, but I never ever thought of hurting myself. I just used to be like, I didn't care if I went to sleep and not got up because I was just tired of going through or tired of being depressed. I was tired of the pain in my body. Back then I had a lot of pain in my body because I was real, real big. And I was chained to that walker. I mean, I couldn't do nothing without a walker because I was in a lot of pain all the time and I was working in the office still. So I got scared and went and got therapy because I got therapy for like 2 weeks. I took off work. I checked myself into a hospital, but I didn't have to stay because never been suicidal. I never tried to hurt myself. I never would because I don't even understand that concept of hurting yourself. So I explained to her again, that's how I felt. And she was like, no, that's called something. And I was like, okay, because I didn't know. I just know that I'm never going to hurt myself. So I did check myself into a hospital because I know they would put me somewhere that I would be safe. I just knew I had to be safe and, continue figuring out what I need to do. So I went and checked myself in the Southern Maryland Hospital, told them what the deal was. I had got evicted. I didn't, I was feeling some type of way. And they kept me overnight. They did an evaluation. They kept sending people in there to evaluate me, ask me questions. And the main question was, do you want to harm yourself? Have you made a plan? I'm like, nah, I'm never going to lie about nothing like that. I don't care what's going on. I'm not going to lie about my mental health. No, hell no. So the nurse that was there overnight, she was really concerned about me because I told her, I said, I know that they'll put me in a shelter. And she was like, are you sure you want to do that? I said, that's what I need to do. I said, I need to do that. She was like, well, what about your family? I said, I have family and my family is fine, but this is something I have to do for myself. I don't need to hear all of the backstory, you need to do this. I just needed to do everything on my own. So she was really concerned about me. She was so sweet. She bought me like 3,000 blankets and she was like, make sure you take some of them with you. And she sent me food. And even when I left that morning, that evening, well, whatever time they sent me out, she sent me up, made sure I had got lunch to leave. She was so concerned about it. She was a black lady. But she was a mother. Mothers are always going to be like that, you know? So they kept me for like a long time. I went in that day, they kept me till like maybe 1, 2, 3 o'clock the next day. And then they was like, okay, well, we're not going to hold you because there was no reason to hold me. I'm not going to do nothing to myself. I just told them I didn't have no way to go and I needed to be safe. So they was like, okay, we're going to send an Uber to you. So we're going to send you an Uber and we're going to send you to a shelter. I said, okay, that's what I want. And they was like, I told them, but I said, let me please talk to security because I have a vehicle outside and I don't want it to get towed. So I talked to security and I was like, look, what's going to happen if they send me to a shelter because I have a car out here and I don't want nobody to tow it. I said, I got a handicap placard up. He was like, okay, as long as the handicap placard up, nobody's going to bother your vehicle because people come to the hospital and stay. And they, they didn't know they was going to stay, so they called me out there. I said, okay, cool. So I left my stuff there, and they sent me an Uber, and they sent me to a shelter in D.C., Part 6.